And here's an iMac. Speaking of arbitrary shutdowns, what are the chances that I have two computers in the store at the same time with the same problem? I mean, this one had a different problem. This one has two problems. So this one, when it came in, it was booting up and giving a boot error. Try to repair the operating system. Couldn't repair the operating system. The drive was okay. So then went into a installation of the OS. But then after the installation of the operating system, everything went smooth. But then the following, like I let it run overnight, come in the next day, check on it, do some updates. When I crank it up the next day, it turns off on the. It starts up. You get the chime. The chime always comes on, so that's interesting because when you got an error, usually that chime will fail. So the chime would come on, and then it would kind of start up. Sometimes you'd get the little apple, and then the little progress bar, click, turns off, and it did that 6 or 8 times straight. And then after that, then it would work fine. So what I did is I took some of the RAM out. I mean, the RAM could cause that. So I took some of the RAM out. When it was doing that, I left one RAM stick in. It did it. I swapped it out, put another RAM stick in. It did it again. And then after that, I would do some other things, came back, turned it on, and it turned on. Like right now back here, I'm starting fresh today. I moved it. It was in the front, kind of like the other computer. Brought it to the back, and it's booting up. I'm gonna run some, just some videos. Run YouTube, 24/7 aquarium. You can that's like a 24-hour video. Maybe a graphics test or something like that to crank up the and a CPU test. Kind of crank up the power. Could be a power supply failing, but again, similar to this other one that I just did a video of, it's better when the computer just dies. You're able to diagnose, power, no hard drive present, bad RAM, and that's it. But these arbitrary things, you spent hours not sitting here on the computer because I'm, coming and going, but I'll put this on and it could run for 4 hours and then turns off, and then after that turns back on. How do you figure it out? I mean, sometimes you can't. Most times, eventually, I, am diligent with it enough that eventually we figure something out. But way too much time for too little money. So you see, it's still running. We'll see what happens. Whatever happens, I'll try to remember to post an update of the arbitrary iMac, the arbitrary Dell. Can we figure it out? That's what's going on right here, right now at PC 91N1.